Hello guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to draw a spring in LaTeX and Tikz. So we start the document class with article, it could be anything else, and then we need two packages. The first one is Tikz. Tikz is the package that allows us to draw figures and objects, and the other package is called Tikz. Tikz is a package that contains elements like a spring, dashpad, resistors, stuff like that. So these objects actually already defined there, and then we can call it and use it in our document. So that's all. Now we can continue and say begin document. We start the document as in all other LaTeX documents. Okay. And now we are drawing a picture or figure, so we say begin figure. But since this figure is of kind of text, so we need to call it here. So we say begin text picture. And lastly, we also need to call the Tikz package here because we need to draw a spring and we need to call it here. We need to begin the document, begin the medium or scope with that. Okay, we say draw. We set the starting point of our spring. Let's say it is at the center, so 0 and 0, and then we need to say where to go. We set it as the ending point as 0 and 2. Okay, and here we need to say that we are interested in a spring, so we set it as a spring, not dashboard, not any other thing. So we close the command and run, and there it is, our spring there. But it is not at the center. To put it at the center, we come here just below the begin figure and we put the centering. It goes in the center. Alright. Okay, let's make it red. So we add the option color red and it becomes red spring for us. Okay, in most scenarios, the spring is under some forces or tensions or something like that. So we need to add arrows at the top and at the bottom. So we go ahead and draw these arrows. So we again use draw. And then we say that we are interested in the arrow. So in the brackets we put arrow. And then again the starting point, we set it at 0 and 2. Again, we specify the length of this arrow. We set it after the 2, we set 2.5, so the length is 0.5 actually, the length of the arrow. Okay, and that's our arrow here at the top, and we do the same for the other side at the bottom. Draw and then arrow and starting point, which is here it is 0 and 0 and then 2. Now since we are going downward and we need to use negative values because we want to show it's going downside, so we set as negative 0.5. It gives us the same length but in the downward direction. All right. Okay, perfect. Now we need to specify the junction of the arrow and the spring, so we use the command fill. Again, we go top and we say that at point Z, at the location of 0 and 2, we need a circle, and we specify the radius of the circle as 0.05. So we are creating a dot actually there. Okay, and that's our dot. And we do the same for the other side. We come here and say fill. The location is 0 and 0. And then again the circle with the same radius. And we close the command. And it gives us the other dot at the bottom. Alright. Now the other thing that we need is that to annotate these arrows. We want to say either they are forces or stresses or something else. So we need to be able to write or annotate them at the top and also at the bottom. So we come here and say node. Node creates us a space to write something, and let's call it sigma, the arrow, which is tension or stress. All right, now it has written the sigma here, but the problem is that it is collapsing at the end point of the arrow. So we want to move it a bit upward. So it's simple, we come here and say above, so it just push it a bit upward in a nice location. So we do the same with the other side, but we need to here say that just node, but below, so below the arrow. And then again sigma. It should be in math mode, so we close it. Alright, perfect. So we need to do the same with for the spring. So we come here in the line related to a spring and say we want to call it E, the spring, as one of its physical characteristics. So we write L standing for left, and let's call it E again in math mode. Okay, and it's there. So if we want to put it at the right side, it's very easy. We just put an underscore next to the L and it goes to the right. Okay, so but for now let's put it at the left. All right, so that's it. That's a very nice high quality spring here. I hope you liked the video and found it helpful. So if that's the case, please consider liking and subscribing. It helps the channel grow. Thanks for watching.